Hello from the beanbag, and welcome back to another episode of Daily Encouragements with Naomi. Thank you for joining me. So good to have you here, and I hope that you are encouraged by these videos and by what we're going to talk about today. And in today's video, we're going to talk about I just really feel to encourage you who are watching to be who God created you to be. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's do this. I know for a lot of people it's rather challenging to be who God created them to be, because there's pressures and circumstances and all different things that kind of either get in the way or have been put on us. Other people's opinions, other people's beliefs, and there's a whole range of things I know that go into who we are. And sometimes it makes it very difficult for us to be who God created us to be, and not be who we think we should be, and who we think people would like, or all that kind of stuff. And I know we're human and we all come under that as humans, but man, it would be amazing to, in every situation, in every circumstance, just be who God created us to be. And for a lot of us, it also takes many, many years to actually find who God actually created us to be. Because as we go through life, we grow up, people's opinions become, in a lot of ways, who we are and how we behave around them. And I think we all have that thing where, depending on the circumstance or the situation or the environment, sometimes we can be slightly different in different environments. And yes, and there are times where that is required and all that kind of stuff, and I get it. I understand the social pressures, the opinions of others, the expectations of others. I totally get that. But I want to encourage you to, as hard as it may be at times, to not buy into that. Because at the end of the day, God's opinion is the one that matters. Yes, we have to live with other people, and we have to live in community with other people. So, we can't just go around rubbing everybody up the wrong way. But I do believe that when we truly live in our true identity in God and live out who He created us to be, that wouldn't maybe happen, because we are being our authentic selves. We are being who God has created us to be. And I'm talking about that in all areas of our lives, like not just in our relationships, even in those moments when nobody else is around and it's just you and God. Be your authentic self with God and with others, but first and foremost with God. And even, that extends to even our hobbies, our likes, our dislikes. If you're doing things in your life to please others and to the recognition of others, that is not being your authentic self. And it's not what God is calling you to do or into. He's looking at your heart, and he's wanting a heart response. And yes, sometimes God will ask us to get involved in something or commit to something or walk a journey that is, something we don't necessarily want to do or be involved in or anything like that. But I think in that situation it's different, because you're not doing it to please others and to get recognition from others and to look good. You're doing it because God has asked you to do it, and I think that is being your authentic self. For me, I'm early 40s and still learning who Naomi actually is, and what actually Naomi likes and doesn't like, where I stand on certain topics and situations. And because for a long time I wanted to fit in and be accepted and not necessarily stand out and be outspoken and that kind of stuff. Not that I necessarily am now. I really believe that for me there is quite a difference and a disconnect between who I have been for most of my life and who God has actually created me to be. And it's only through healing and restoration and my journey with God that I'm beginning to even consider who I am as the authentic Naomi in God, rather than just going with other people's opinions, other people's ideas of me. I grew up being told constantly that I was too loud and that I just needed to sit down and be quiet and all that kind of stuff, and that even had someone tell me that I was hiding behind my kind of out there personality and my laughter and all that kind of stuff. I'm not totally sure what I was hiding from, but anyway, and that is what I thought for many years. I was like, I'm too loud, I'm too, obnoxious and all that kind of stuff. But that is who God has made me, not the obnoxious part, but I'm a loud, joyful person. I'm not a quiet person. And I'm not what many would consider normal. I know the scale of normal is quite wide, and lots of people have different opinions on what's normal, but people would there's so many people that would say I'm not normal, and I'm totally fine with that. I've got to a point in my life where I'm totally fine with being weird and unusual and out there and that kind of stuff, because I have a huge personality, and that's who God created me to be. And I need to embrace that and live in that, because I was made in the image of a perfect God. And so therefore my personality and my and who I am is a reflection of the perfect God whose image I was made in. So therefore I think it is our responsibility to live in that authenticness of who God made us to be, and not hide from it and not shy away from it, and not dismiss it and say, no, that's not who I am, because that person there, that doesn't please people, and it doesn't get accepted by everybody, and all those kind of things that we as humans walk through constantly when we're connecting with people and living in community and all that kind of stuff. God has called us to stand out from the crowd. He has made us to stand out from the crowd. He hasn't made us to be nobodies, because we're not. None of us are nobodies. We are all somebodies to God and to people in our lives. We are made to live in the presence of God. And when we're living in the presence of God, we absolutely need to be our authentic selves, because it's very hard to keep it all covered up forever. I think sometimes we can think we're fooling God for a little while, but He sees our heart, and He created us, so He knows who we are. There is no hiding our authentic selves from God, because He made us, so He knows who that is. But I think sometimes we need help to discover who that is, and we need help to just pull away the layers of the stuff that has been put on us by other people, so that our authentic self would actually shine out, and we would walk in the freedom of who we truly are in God daily, in every area and every situation of our life. I was going to say, if you're a loud person, embrace it. Yes, there are situations and times where it's not okay to be loud, and that's something that constantly learning. But if God has made you like that, if that's who you are, then live that out, because you are. As you live out that bright, bubbly personality, you are glorifying God, and you are reflecting His perfectness through you, and you are speaking a message to a world that often has no hope, or is lost and needs answers. You can give those answers just by being you. Just by simply walking in the authority given to you by God to be who you were created to be. And to be free from, it's almost like I feel like it's like, it's cloaks that people have just kind of piled on you. I'm speaking to myself too. It's just, I just feel like it's, I can kind of just see all these cloaks, just heavy cloaks weighing you down. And that those cloaks are just, people have told you that you need to behave this way, or you need to be certain this, for me, like, you need to be quiet, you're too loud. That is a cloak that I need to get rid of, because that is not who I am. I am not a quiet person. I try. Sometimes I really do try, but I am not. And thank goodness God made us all different, because the world would be a very low place if you were all like me. But just get rid of those cloaks, those words, those ideas, those thoughts that other people have had about you, telling you that you should be this way, or you should be that way, or you shouldn't do that, or shouldn't do this. Or my encouragement and my challenge today is, go spend some time with God, asking Him who you really are, who it is that He created you to be, and then get rid of the cloaks that do not line up with who God says you are and who He created you to be. Because God is King. He's King of the universe. He's King of heaven and earth. And as we have relationship with Him, we are adopted into His family, and we are made heirs to the throne. So therefore that makes us royalty. That makes us princes and princesses in the kingdom of God. So let's straighten our crowns and live out our authentic selves that God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, created us to be. Because there is freedom in being our authentic selves. Thanks for watching. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.